going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna be watching some Chase Young film. Former number two overall pick for the Commanders. Been the subject of a lot of trade discussions, rumors after he had his fifth-year option declined by Washington. So, a lot of people talking about him on social media. Is he washed? Is he all the way back? Is he healthy? What type of player is he? Is he worth trading for? So I don't know, man. I didn't really have a ton of input on that discussion. So I wanted to, check out the film, see what it says. So just before we get started, please make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Y'all know the deal. Let's get to it. All right. So this Cleveland game is the second game in his return. He only played 3 games last year, but this is pretty good performance, man. I got to admit, I was pretty impressed by his play in this one. So, like this rep right here, 3-point stance, running a little draw. But what I like here, you still see some of that twitch, man, coming out of Ohio State. He was a freaky athlete. Uh, Quick twitch off the ball, crosses the face of the tackle. But what I like here is he instantly gets his head up, vision on the ball carrier, and then he's strong enough to kind of throw that guy by and then get back into the play for the tackle. So he was, I mean, y'all are going to see a bunch of the examples, but he was unstoppable against the run in this game. I mean, it was freaky good. But there were some flashes as a pass rusher too, and we'll kind of go over those as well. But like this play down in the red zone, this is 3rd and goal right here. He's rushing from the opposite side. I believe that's Jack Conklin at right tackle. You'll see him come off the ball, a little stutter, bull, get his length into the chest of the tackle. Like this stutter step here, kind of get the tackle to settle his feet. Good leverage. You see the pad level, can kind of get that leg drive, moves him back into the quarterback. Flushes Watson out the pocket, and then Watson pretty much has to just eat this one. Next place, this is 4th and goal, kind of for all the marbles here. Again, just a good job getting his head back. Getting his head back to the quarterback to run a little QB draw. It looks like he has to kind of process a good amount of information, because he's got the back to his side, right? So he's trying to figure out, get his eyes on him. Is he getting a chip? Is this guy going to let him run free? Starts towards the tackle, and then, he sees Watson kind of moving up in the pocket. So nice job to get the stop there. Next play, they ran a lot of Cleveland ran a lot of misdirection type stuff. I think it was just mainly to try to slow down this Washington front, man. They got a lot of dudes on this offense or on this defensive line, excuse me. But Young just adding him to the mix is just honestly, it's not even fair. But they get this little motion in the backfield. He's trying to defend against a screen. He's kind of widening out to get his hands in the passing lane. Watson hangs on to his first read on the other side. And then Young ends up kind of dipping around the tackle. Unfortunately, misses the tackle, but he does let his teammate clean it up for him. Kind of a theme of this game really was, he didn't have a ton of box score numbers, I feel like, but man, he made so many plays for his teammates, like just setting guys up for big plays. This one, they run a little buck sweep. So buck sweep is get both of the guards pulling. And 77, what his job on this play is he's really trying to kick this edge out. But you see Young's able to use his length, good pad level. This play is really, they're trying to hit this right here. And this looks like it's got a chance to bust, like a huge play right here. You get the tight end, getting to the second level. You see Young, really powerful stance right here. But just watch him on contact, man. He got heavy hands. He's 265, decent length, but just moves this dude right back into the hole. I mean, that's a good play by 90 here. I think that's Sweat just tracking the footsteps of the offensive lineman and getting downfield laterally. But Young, man, like he's honestly like closing this gap before it even really gets there just by his power. But yeah, Washington, dude, they got a lot of dudes. I watched a good amount of Cole Holcomb film early in the offseason, and that was the thing that stuck out. Even before Young was healthy, dude, they got a lot of powerful guys up front, a lot of freaks. I got a lot of respect for David Njoku. I see him a lot through the season. I think he's one of the better blocking tight ends in the league. But the Browns are trying to run outside zone towards Young to the right side of the screen. and just watch Young get his hands on him. So the whole intent of outside zone, right? Is like they either want to hit this on the outside of 85 here, and then he's just gonna read this gap to gap. So you got a little bubble here, an unfilled gap. That's kind of where Chubb's reading. But Young just blows this whole play up because he spikes inside, crosses his face, but he also displaces this guy off the line of scrimmage. He just pushes him back, just ragdolls him. So Chubb, he can't bounce this outside because now 85 is basically already in his lap. So he has to cut this upfield. And luckily, Deron Payne also gets vertical and beats his guy too. But man, this is you talk about taking away multiple gaps. I mean, this is crazy, crazy type stuff from Chase Young. He really he didn't look like he missed a beat to me in terms of like just how to play the run, dude. He was everywhere. So this is something that, is definitely a pre-snap thing. And you can see them communicate this, him and Jamin Davis. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, so he's looking at Davis and he's saying like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna take 27, you take 4." So they call this like charging the mesh. That's what I've always referred to it as. But basically, he's just gonna crash down. This is a way to get whoever you don't want the ball to go to on the zone read. This is a way to make sure it goes to the other person. So Young comes down laterally. Good job. No false steps. Boom, blows up 27. He takes 27. He's expecting Davis to come and scrape over the top and take Watson. And this is really where you want, right? You want to take away the most dangerous threat. That's Hunt, make Watson pull down the ball and beat your linebacker, one on one. But unfortunately, Davis misses a tackle. Well, I guess he kind of makes it, but nice play there. Well executed. There's another stutter bull. I don't know if he actually gets the tip on this play, but wanted to kind of break this down. This seemed like his go-to move really throughout the game. But you see him chop his feet, gets a tackle on his heels a little bit. And then, like I said, the powerful hands, man. He gets his hands on that shoulder pad. He easily is just shoving 300 and something pound offensive lineman back with just one swipe. Pretty good rep there. Like I said, they ran a lot of different misdirection. I think it was just to slow down that pass rush of the Commanders. But here was another really good play. This is just really nice football IQ. A little play action here. They're trying to set up this screen. But as an edge rusher, he knows he's like, all right, 88's barely trying to block me. Are they really going to try to leave this tight end on me on pass pro one on one? He feels him kind of slip off, not really trying to block him. He sniffs his screen out, ends up in a throwaway. So again, like that's just another example of another play that's not going to show up in the stat sheet, that I feel like he made. This time rushing from the other side on wheels. This is kind of some of the stuff I felt like he was a little bit rusty as a pass rusher. He made some plays. That stutter bull was really the go-to. A lot of speed to power stuff, some long arm, but he didn't really try to win outside the shoulder a little bit. I think some of that is just rust and not really trusting, maybe trusting that knee just yet. But one of the things I wanted to point out too, you can see a false step here. You see him pick up, he's got his inside foot up. See him pick that foot up and then put it back down instead of just rolling off that front foot. So what that does is that just allows 71 to get out of his stance. Like that's where Young hits his first step, and the left tackle's already, he's already set, so he's good. So it's just going to be hard to win that outside shoulder when you're taking false steps like that. And then you see immediately he's just speed to power, and he does create, he creates some knockback here. He's a little higher on this rep, but I didn't really see him try to go much outside shoulder. So I do think, he is a little rusty a little bit as a pass rusher, because I've always remember Young back at Ohio State. I mean, this dude was freaking, he had a cross chop, what's that, the side scissors that they teach there. He had a hunt move. I mean, he had a bunch of different moves, but in this game, he was still, still a little slow on figuring out his pass rush plan, in my opinion. But again, just another example here. They're trying to run, trying to get outside on him, even in Joku. But this does a good job, setting the edge. He's a force player. keeping his outside arm free, making the running back cut it back up to his friends. I guess that gets charged as a missed tackle. I don't know, but still getting a tackle on the backfield at the end of the game. So overall, man, yeah. So 24 years old, man. I'm a little bit. I'm not surprised. I guess that they didn't pick up his fifth year option because I know the ACL. You see the big brace he's got on right here. He only played 3 games last year. It just, to me, man, like you watch this dude play. When I was turning on the film, I'm like, all right, he's probably not going to do too much because I'm expecting to see a completely different player. Like this dude was pretty impactful, man. Even in this game, and when I watched like those plays I just showed you guys, when I watched that, I'm like, man, if this is the worst it gets, because he's gonna be better next year. Like he's gonna have a full offseason to work on that knee. He's gonna be in better shape. I think he was a little bit heavy last season, in my opinion. Definitely not as in shape, probably as he will be this coming up season. So the big key is, man, is just gonna be getting some of that bend back and the trust in that knee to plant. For those inside moves that he really liked coming out of college, but also like to win around the outside shoulder. But I still think like with how good of a run defender he is, man. Like I think that the floor is pretty high. I mean, I think he could be like a Jadeveon Clowney type run defender, even if it never comes together as a pass rusher, which I definitely think he'll be better next year. But even if he's a 6, 7 sack guy and a really good run defender, that's pretty valuable, man. I'm surprised. I would be surprised if Washington moved him right now when his value, his stock is it's low coming off that injury. He only played 3 games. But if I was a team, that really needed an edge defender, um, I would be all in on this dude. If I could get him for like a mid-round pick, if Washington's, stupid enough to trade a 24-year-old former number 2 overall pick. But again, I appreciate you guys tapping in with me. Let me know what you guys think of Chase Young, man. Let me know where y'all want to see him play next year. Y'all think he's back? Y'all think overrated, underrated? Y'all let me know. Make sure y'all drop a like, sub to the channel. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.